Imagine you're wearing invisible handcuffs. They've been on so long, you can't even remember that they're not a part of you. These handcuffs are the limits you believe you have, the limits in love, the limits in success, the limits in your potential. But what if I were to remind you these handcuffs are invisible? And I'm going to prove it by the end of this video. It's time to harness your untapped abilities. You're not watching this video to break the boundaries. You're here to understand they don't exist. They never did. So only keep watching if you dare to fly. Before we dive into the blueprint, I want to do a quick exercise with you where we're going to be doing some deep belly breaths for you to see clearly the limits that you place on yourself and for you to understand that you're actually limitless and everything else is irrelevant. And essentially you can just stop the video there because there's nothing else to say. But if you're not in a space where you can't do the deep belly breaths, where you can't relax, close your eyes, save this video for later and come back and do this exercise. It is so, so powerful. So just take a big deep breath in, hold, and just exhale. Just let it all go. And now we're going to be doing some very deep belly breaths, almost like the fire breath, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And we're going to be doing it 10 times. So I want you to give it your all, give it everything that you have. It's going to look and sound a little something like... So deeply inhaling through your nose and powerfully exhaling out through your mouth. And let's begin. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose and out through your mouth. And keep up the pace of in through your nose and out through your mouth. And keep up that rhythm of deeply inhaling through your nose and out through your mouth, feeling your temperature rising, feel the tingles all over your body and in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're almost there now. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Give it everything that you have for the last few final breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, keeping up that rhythm of deeply inhaling through your nose and out through your mouth. And on the final one, I want you to take a big, deep breath in through your nose and hold at the top. Keep holding your breath and squeeze your fists, squeeze your bum, curl your toes, keep squeezing your legs, keep holding your breath, keep holding, feel all the sensations, keep holding your breath, keep squeezing, give it everything that you have. We are almost there. If you're squeezing correctly, your body should be tingling and shaking. You're doing it right. You're doing amazing. We're almost there. Keep holding, keep squeezing, squeeze even tighter now. Give it everything that you have. Feel the tension build up in your shoulders. Keep going, keep holding, and release. Continue with your eyes closed, your mind silent. Let this peace take over your entire body, where you don't have to do anything for the next few moments. Just allow those sensations to take over now. Fully relax even further and letting the silence continue to permeate your being. And now we're going to go back. We're going to go all the way back now. We're going to imagine a timeline going all the way back. We're going all the way back to the very first day that you had been born. Way before any problems, way before any ceilings, way before any trauma. We're going all the way back to the very first day that you had been born. You didn't come out saying, don't look at my flaws, don't look at my rolls, don't look at my hair. You wanted everyone to know you've arrived. Give me the attention that I deserve. All your needs were met instantly. Everything given to you quickly and effortlessly. Completely limitless. There were no ceilings, no problems, no separation between you and what or who you wanted. It was given to you instantly. And just allow this limitless feeling to take over for a few more moments. And now, when that limitless version of you looks at the problems that you may face today, what do they think and feel about what it is that you're facing? And how hard or easy do they believe it will be to get the things that you want? And really just embody that state now, that limitless state. And recognize that any doubt is not from the limitless version of you. Any limits are lies. They're lying to you because you were born completely limitless. You were born completely perfect. And there was never anything to change, anything to chase. It was already all there for you, ready for you, easily attainable for you. And anything that is not that narrative is lying to you. So really think about your answers as you continue to embody this limitless state. And just take a big deep breath in. And just exhale. Just let it go. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes and come back to this video. Now, the reason why I wanted to do that exercise is because I do a longer version of that exercise and more detailed and intricate with my clients. And I had a call the other day with a client who could not for the life of them move past their limits. Because when you do the heavy breath work, when you go into that limitless place, there are no limits. And so when you are saying, oh yeah, but this happened and this happened, and that's you interfering. That's you telling yourself, I cannot have the things I deserve to have. That's you interfering with the divine. That's you putting and placing those limits on yourself. But when you actually go back to the very first day that you were born, when you were born completely perfect, when if you were hungry, it was given to you immediately. If you were cold, you were given a blanket. All you had to do was cry. You had to click your fingers and all your needs were met instantly. That's how we were born. That's how we're supposed to live. Completely limitless, effortless. And so anything that isn't that is you interfering. And so that should tell you the kind of narrative that you are telling yourself on a daily basis. Because if you can just embody that limitless state, like, yeah, it's here, it's already done, it's mine right now, I get to have it right now, you finally understand that there's no separation between what you want and where you are. It's right here and right now. So this brings me on to the first step of the blueprint, which is, what are the kind of things that you're saying to yourself on a daily basis? If you are not even aware of the things that you are thinking and saying to yourself, how can you possibly get what it is that you want? And one of the easiest ways to figure out what it is that you're saying to yourself is the exercise that we just did. The kind of narrative that you had when you answered those questions in your mind is really indicative to what you truly believe about yourself, like what you're truly saying to yourself. And the second way to understand what it is that you're saying to yourself on a daily basis is to start doing loop affirmations. The reason I say that is that when you begin doing loop affirmations, day in and day out, say, picking one affirmation, I'm safe, secure, loved, and adored, I am the ultimate chosen one, I am stepping into my highest potential right now, like I am the highest version of myself right now, I'm a good tier man, like whatever you want to say, saying it hundreds of times per day, you are going to find the opposite will pop up and it will say, no, you're not. No, you're not. And that's when you can recognize, oh, that's what I really think. Okay, I got to go harder on this affirmation. I'm working with an amazing client at the minute and he's phenomenal. He's such a good student. And he's like, he's saying thousands of affirmations per day. I'm like, oh my goodness, you're killing it. And he said, yeah, the more that I say it, the better that I feel. Like, it's not magic, guys. It's not I mean, it could be, it might as well be, but it's not magic. It's literally impossible to not feel better by doing everything we talk about on this channel and doing that work. It really, it's actually impossible to not feel better. So the more that you start saying this loop affirmation, the more you're going to hear what you truly think. And by then repeating it and doubling down on this new affirmation, gradually that voice, that gremlin, dissipates back to the nothingness that it came from. It's literally the easiest way to start seeing, oh, okay, this is what I'm truly thinking. This is what I'm truly believing. And you catch it. No, I don't feel like that. And that's when the real hard work comes in, I guess, where it's like you've got to catch it. Like, oh, but it's just how I'm like, or I've always been like this, or, I just always mess things up. You catch it there and then. No, I'm a God tier man. I always get what I want. And that's when you can start getting playful with it. Like, oh my goodness, I've been thinking this for however many years. It's so hilarious because it's so untrue. And that's when you can start doubling down on the affirmations. And the more that you double down on the affirmations, just like my amazing client has said, the better you're going to feel and the more evidence you're going to feel, the more evidence you're going to see in your reality, which leads me to step 2 of the blueprint. The more that you double down on these affirmations, the more evidence you see in your reality. Your brain wants to work for you. It wants to do the work. It wants to perform for you. And it starts to draw in more of what it is that you want, which leads us to step 3, which is the law of exposure. Have you ever had an upgrade from your phone and your old phone feels like a literal brick? This is the power of the law of exposure. Putting yourself in situations, in rooms, in places that you once believed you had no business being, but having the audacity to put yourself there, because once your mind has stretched to a new vision, to experiencing something new, to being able to see it, taste it, touch it, feel it, as long as touch and feel are the same thing, I'm pretty sure. But once your mind has expanded, it's really hard to come back. It's very difficult to then contract from that. And that becomes your new normal. Just like when I first traveled business class, I could no longer go back to economy. And that's because of the power of the subconscious mind. But if you never dare to stretch your subconscious mind, you will stay stuck in that familiar rut. And nothing will change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Which leads us perfectly to the final step. And Neville Goddard said, just as the moth was willing to die for its desire to the flame, so must you, in becoming a new person, be willing to die to your current self. How many of you are truly willing to die to the present self? There's nothing worse to me than getting on a call and explaining there's nothing to change but self. Go within. It's all about you. It's not about them. And they're like, yeah, but like, what affirmation should I say for him? That's not a person that's willing to die to their present self. That's not a person that's willing to do the work for themselves. That's someone that's looking for a TikTok quick fix, right? Know the difference. You must be willing to die to your current self for anything to shift in your reality. So if you've got this far, leave an orange love heart. Trust this video helped you manifest. You are worthy, you are loved. I love you and thank you.